What's good, everybody? Becoming a UFC champion is a crazy feat that most people will never even come close to doing. But what we as MMA fans don't talk about nearly as much as we should is the strength of schedule. Who has had the hardest career? Who have you had to fight in the UFC? How many former champions have you been matched up with? How many killers are in your way? I think we can all agree that being like the fucking women's strawweight champion like McKenzie Dern is nowhere near as impressive as having the career of Dustin Porier, who never touched undisputed gold but was always fighting motherfucking killers, bro. Always, right? That's why today we're going over the top 10 active UFC fighters that have had the hardest strength of schedule. This isn't the top 10 best UFC fighters. This isn't the top 10 most aura UFC fighters. This is top 10 strength of schedule, hardest careers, alright? Let's get right into it with some honorable mentions. The first honorable mention we're going to talk about, Jiri Prochazka. I had to include my boy, alright? This guy suffers from not having that many wins on his record, like not having that many fights in the UFC in general. Of course, all the shit he was doing over in the Horizon, it was impressive, but they're low-key jobbers. He low-key fighting like part-time taxi drivers, right? So Jiri Prochazka comes to the UFC, fights Volkan Oezdemir, fights fucking Dominic Reyes, who low-key beat John Jones. He went up into the title picture, slimed out fucking Glover, submitted him in the last round, crazy shit, best fight of all time. Had the two fights with Pereira where he got slimed out, fought Khalil Roundtree, who was a title challenger, and got slimed out by Carlos Ulberg. Like, he's had good strength of schedule. He's also fought guys like fucking Jamal Hill or whatever. But he hasn't had enough fights in the UFC, and that's my issue with Jiri Prochazka. That's why he's only an honorable mention, but this guy's really only fought either title challengers or champions. Really. Other than Volkan Oezdemir, I think everyone else he's fought in the UFC nearly has been a title challenger, right? Except Volkan Oezdemir and the guy he fought UFC 300. Who was that? Rakic. That's it, man. But Jiri Prochazka, hard strength of schedule, all right? Next honorable mention, Robert Whittaker, Bobby Nux. This guy has had a tragic title career because he actually became a champion. He became a champion in like the aftermath of the GSP moving to welterweight, fighting Bisping. You know, he was supposed to fight Bisping for the undisputed, but then GSP took it, vacated, and he ended up having two banger fights with Yoel Romero. Yoel Romero's a good win. You know, this guy in his prime, not even in his prime, this guy when he came to the UFC as an old man was fucking knocking dudes out. Knocked out fucking Rockhold, had a great fight with Costa. Whittaker also fought Costa. He got slimed out by Wonderboy early. He fought DDP, Israel Adesanya twice, Hamza Chimaev, all these guys being former world champions. He has 4 fights. If I'm getting them all right. He has 4 fights with all guys that have been former title challengers, former champions. Great, just a great resume. Not enough to make it into the top 10. This is what it is. All of these guys have great resumes. They're just not enough. You know, sometimes they fall short. It is what it is. Robert Whittaker, we got love for this man on the channel. Next, honorable mention, Leon Edwards. Now, there's another guy on this. Actually, I believe this is the only guy from welterweight that we have on here. I mean, we're going to talk about him later as a lightweight welterweight guy. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. But Leon Edwards actually has a very sneaky, underrated resume. He's been in the UFC forever. He's fought fucking everyone. Fought Bilal twice, even if the first one ended via eye poke, whatever. He fought Carlos Prates, Brady, fucking Colby, RDA. You know, underrated little win right there, RDA. He fought Usman 3 times. Honestly, the reason that he made it into honorable mentions is because of the 3 Usman fights. Enough on Leon Edwards. Let's get on to the next honorable mention, Jan Blachowicz. I believe one of our only light heavyweight entries. This guy, first of all, Polish power. Love fucking Jan Blachowicz. Love all my Polish fighters. Shout out to fucking Mateusz Gamrot, fucking Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Shout out to fucking Iwo Baranuski. Shout out to all y'all, right? But this guy has fought everyone in the light heavyweight division. Almost all of the guys on screen have either held a title at some point, or have been really prominent title challengers. Gustafsson gave Jones a really tough fight in their first outing. As we know, Ulberg's now the champ. Israel Adesanya came up to challenge Jan, and he was actually the first guy that gave Israel a loss in the UFC. People forget, man. Jan Blachowicz beat Israel Adesanya when he was in his prime. Everyone was thinking he's gonna fuck up this man. He's too slow. He's too whatever. He got wrestle fucked. Got outstruck. Like GOAT, right? Jan Blachowicz, GOAT, man. Jan Blachowicz fought Dominic Reyes again, as we know. Gave Jones the toughest fight of his career by far. He fought Pereira, one of only 2 guys to go to a decision with Pereira alongside fucking Bruno Silva. He fought Glover, who slimed him out for the title, and Ankalaev, which they went to a draw. They were supposed to go for like they were supposed to fight for the vacant, right? I believe who was it? Vacated, whatever. Yuri, I believe. So yeah, man, very good record. He's fought a lot of former champions, and he has, of course, more wins or more fights on his resume. He fought Guskov, he's fought fucking this, he's fought that, he's fought all these guys, all right? And now we get on to the 10th best active resume, best active, hardest strength of schedule, whatever you want to fucking call it, Corey Sandhagen. Now, this might be controversial. You know, you guys might be saying, oh, what the fuck, this guy over fucking Blachowicz, this guy over Whitaker. He hasn't even touched the belt. Look at who this guy has faced, genuinely. Mario Bautista, he's about to face him twice, all right? We're doing, like confirmed matchups on this as well, because fuck you, because I want to do it, all right? We're doing Mario Bautista. He fought fucking Rafael Assunção. He fought fucking Merab in the title fight. He's fought Jan. He's fought fucking... Bro, just look at this fucking list. TJ Dillashaw, Umar, Aljamain, who was at one point the bantamweight GOAT. Fucking Frankie Edgar. Like, this guy has genuinely fought the who's who of the bantamweight division. In my opinion, the only people that he has left to fight for real are like some up-and-coming contender like a Kevin Vallejos or a Peyton Talbot, and then Sean O'Malley. we want to see the Corey Sandhagen, Sean O'Malley. This guy has fought like almost the most skilled guys in bantamweight. He's fought almost all of them. And bantamweight is probably one of, if not the most skilled divisions in the UFC, right alongside there with fucking featherweight. These two divisions are fucking stacked with killers. It's the perfect size where these guys are super fast, super agile, and they low-key start packing some punch, alright? Let's get on to the number 9 spot. And coming in our number 9, Petr Yan. Talking about the bantamweight division, I had to put these guys next to each other because they do recycle a lot of the same wins. But Petr Yan has just fought more former champions, right? Sean O'Malley. He fought Sean O'Malley. Loki won that fight. Whatever. Not what this video is about. Davidson Figueiredo schooled him. You know, that guy was over at featherweight. At flyweight. He was a champion down there. Fought Merab twice. Fought Aljo twice. Bro, fighting Merab twice and Aljo twice, you've literally fought both of the low-key the bantamweight goats in your division. Because yes, Dominic Cruz is not the fucking bantamweight goat. Guy was fighting in the dinosaur era. Aljamain Sterling, right before he fought Sean O'Malley, he was on that path to be the bantamweight GOAT. And thanks in part to beating Petr Yan twice, even if the first win was by fucking illegal knee, right? Merab lost the first fight, got 50-45, won the second fight. Great. Just, even if you'd lost both fights, great on the resume, right? Jose Aldo, again, former featherweight. Just a great featherweight champion. He was the first ever featherweight champion, right? And then moved out to bantamweight, had some good fights, had some good performances. Corey Sandhagen, like we said, and Uriah Faber with that nice, like, I think it was like a front kick knockout. Beautiful. Petr Yan, super stacked resume, has had a hard time, and the wins that he's, like, the fights he's won, he's made that shit look easy, bro. Shout out Petr Yan, alright? Number 8, Alex Pereira, my GOAT. My favorite fighter of all time. I wish I could put him higher. But this guy, he's done like the Yuri shit, but on steroids. And he's done it across 2 divisions. About to do it in the 3rd, right? Against Cyril Gane. I haven't put Cyril Gane on here, but about to do it in the 3rd division, bro. Comes in at middleweight. Slimes out, you know, like fucking Michailidis, whoever you want to talk about. Bruno Silva, whoever. But then slimes out at fucking Sean Strickland. I think this guy was the last guy to beat Sean, if I'm not... No. So... second to last guy to beat Sean. DDP beat Sean twice. But before then and since then, it's only been Alex that has beaten Sean Strickland. Knocked him out. I think first guy to knock Sean out in like 5 years, 6 years. Ever since he got spinning wheel kicked out cold. I'm pretty sure something like that. He beats Izzy at middleweight. He has another fight at middleweight again, which he loses. He goes up. Fights Jan Blachowicz, former champ. Very dominant guy at light heavyweight. Slimes out Yuri twice. Up until now, up until the Olberg fight, was the only guy to beat Yuri, right? 2 fights with Ankalaev. Great dominant fighter in the light heavyweight division. Slimes him out in the second fight. Gets smudged in the first fight. And then Khalil Roundtree, right? There's just a little bit of a cherry on top little victory right there. But this guy's schedule has been insane. Like, I believe I read a statistic, right? He's fought like more than 3/4 of his fights in the UFC have been against champions or former champions or future champions. Like, this guy has genuinely fought like this, and his wins just continue to age extremely well, except the Izzy win, right? and maybe the Yuri wins. But yeah, man, Alex Pereira, that's my GOAT. He's been in here. He's been fighting the best since day fucking one with no wrestling. Look at him go, bro. That's my GOAT right there. Number 7 and the 7th hardest active strength of schedule, Aljamain Sterling, our last bantamweight entry. The difference between Aljamain and Petr Yan and Corey, whatever, is that this guy has fought like the new and the old. He's fought fucking Cejudo after he came out of retirement. You know, he beat him in a very close fight. He fought Sean O'Malley, who was the guy coming up, got him knocked out by him. He fought fucking Evloev. You know, he did lose that fight, but he fought Evloev, who has been the #1 contender at featherweight forever, right? He's fought Yusuf Zalal, who's a great guy, low-key underrated. Again, Corey Sandhagen, he choked him out. Fucking, oh man, the TJ Dillashaw loss was super sad. It got knocked out by Moraes as well. Fought Petr Yan twice. Like, this guy's genuinely fought former champions. He's fought great contenders at featherweight. His resume spans, like we said with the Jose Aldo thing, it spans 2 divisions, and that just makes it way better. It's like the Pereira schedule. Like, if your schedule, your strength of schedule encompasses 2 divisions or more, right? In the case of Pereira, that just adds so much because weight is so important at the highest level of MMA or any combat sport that you going and doing your shit and fighting the who's who in 3 different divisions is fucking crazy, alright? So shout out Aljamain Sterling, and let's get on to the 6th best fighter, best active resume, Sean Strickland. We were just talking about this guy. Sean Strickland has done crazy shit in the sport, bro. This guy has pulled off the craziest upsets we've seen in recent memory. Upset Izzy to become the champion, was like a plus 700 underdog. Upset Hamza as a plus 500 or 600 underdog. Had 2 fights with DDP. The first fight super close. Second fight he got schooled. He beat Imavov. I think the only guy in the UFC to beat Imavov so far. He got slimed by Pereira, as we know. Future 2-weight champion. Future 3-weight champion. Let's go, Pereira. And early in his career, he fought Usman at welterweight. You know, Sean used to fight at welterweight. He did fight Usman. It was a good fight, but Usman did low-key dominate him. I remember he dropped him with like an overhand or something. This guy's resume, like we've seen people talk about it recently, now that he's gotten the 2nd title win under his belt, or I guess on his belt because he has the belt now. We've seen this guy's resume become so potent, bro. And he's been fighting he fought Fluffy. He fought fucking, who's that guy that Joe Pyfer beat? Abus. He's fought all these guys. He's fought across welterweight, middleweight. Just an excellent resume. All of the guys that are on screen right now are title holders, multiple belt title holders. Like in the case of Pereira, he's fought a guy that's about to challenge for the belt in Imavov, or you know, he should, whatever. And just the fact that he's been punching up for his whole career has been crazy, bro. How many of these fights has he been an underdog in? I'm sure he was the underdog in the Imavov fight. I'm sure he was the underdog, of course, in the Izzy and the Hamza fights. Pereira fights, I wouldn't be surprised. Usman fight, I wouldn't be surprised. This guy's been the underdog and has done so well throughout his career. With the hard-ass strength of schedule he has, he's done so well for himself. So shout out Sean Strickland. Let's get on to the 5th hardest strength of schedule. Now we're getting into the top 5, all right? We got some hard hitters. Opening up our top 5, we're going to start to see a trend here, guys. We're going to start to see a lightweight trend. Islam Makhachev. So I ran a poll recently talking about the hardest strength of schedule, and this was one of the options. Islam was getting the majority vote. I disagree. I do not think Islam has the hardest strength of schedule, but once you start getting to the lightweight rankings, you know, the lightweight history, this is where all the killers really are. This is where the quality has been concentrated in the lightweight division, in the welterweight division, and in the featherweight division. In these 25 pounds of differences in these divisions, this is where the quality has been concentrated over the past 80 years, 50 years of UFC history, right? So Islam Makhachev comes up, low-key fights a bunch of nobodies. You know, he's fought Bobby Green, whatever. Fought Dan Hooker coming up. Fought Arman Sarukian, one of his first fights, debuting Arman. Not the hardest fight ever, especially, you know, it would be better if Arman was who Arman is now. But still a great win because it's aged super well. Had fought Volkanovski twice. That's definitely his best wins by far. The domination of Charles Oliveira. He knocked him down twice. Submitted the submission artist. That has aged super well, especially with the Charles Oliveira, you know, beating Gamrot. Charles Oliveira going and having a super close fight with Arman. Going and dominating Max Holloway. These wins have aged super, super well. Again, beat Dustin Porier in a war. Ended up finishing him in the 5th round. Dominated Jack. As much as we hate on that performance for how boring it was, Jack couldn't get up, bro. Jack Della Maddalena could not get up. So Islam Makhachev, the difference he has with his schedule, you know, he would be higher, of course, if this was a top 10 best fighters list, because he has won all of these fights you see on screen. Different to most of the guys before him. You see, we were talking about fucking Alex Pereira. He's lost to Izzy. He's lost to Ankalaev. The difference with Islam is he's won these fights. But this is not what this video is about. It's about the hardest strength of schedule again, all right? So 4th fighter coming in hot, Alexander Volkanovski. Now, I was itching to put this guy higher because a win over Aldo when Aldo was in his prime, you know, at featherweight, his division. 2 fights over Islam Makhachev, who is, in my opinion, low-key the goat of the sport. All right, we can argue. Let's pod, right? Let's argue about it. 3 wins over Maximus Holloway, bro. A fight against Ilia Topuria, 2 wins over Diego Lopez and Frankie Edgar as a cherry on top, right? And the Korean Zombie, like, we can put these guys up on the fucking, who else? Yair Rodriguez, fucking Brian Ortega, like, he's fought all these guys. The 3 wins over Max, the 2 wins over Islam, and the win over Aldo, like, 2 losses over Islam, sorry. These names, like, these 4 names here, Max, Aldo, Islam, Ilya, this is fucking death's row, bro. These are killers. Those are 4 crazy names to have on your resume, win or lose, right? So Alexander Volkanovski has to be the 4th best. And he's not the best, again, just because the people ahead of him are better. Just have a better strength of schedule, harder, you know? Coming in at number 3, Charles Oliveira, our boy, our sunshine, our fucking ray of joy and everything that is good in the world. Max Holloway twice, lost the first one, dominated the second one. Justin Gaethje submitted him for the fucking belt. It was vacant though, low-key, because he didn't make weight, allegedly. That was a whole scandal. Lost to Islam, still the goat of the sport. That's what I'm saying. Fucking Dustin Porier, best uncrowned fucking king in UFC history. Frankie Edgar, fucking Arman Sarukian, Ilia Topuria. Oliveira has been in the UFC for so long that his appearance on this list is literally undeniable. Because not only has he been in the UFC forever, he's also been at the top. He's been in the rankings, bro, like years, like half a decade before I started watching, this guy was already on the rankings. Like, it's been insane, the run that this guy's been on. It's been fucking crazy to watch. It's been crazy to witness. And even if he loses, you know, the people he's fighting, they're always the best. Gamrot, fucking this guy, fucking that guy, Islam. He was supposed to fight, he fought Tony too, even though Tony was washed. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy shit, alright? And the 2nd best fighter. Now, you guys are gonna know who's number 1 when this guy comes up here. Justin Gaethje. What? Justin isn't number 1, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck is that? Listen, alright? Justin Gaethje has a crazy resume. Absolutely insane. Let's just start off with, we've seen these wins before. Charles Oliveira had a loss. We've seen these fights. Charles Oliveira, Ilia Topuria, Max Holloway. Again, lost. I guess the Ilia fight's coming up, but probably going to lose all 3 fights. He's 1-1 with Dustin Porier. Great wins. But then we get into the crazy people, bro. Fucking Tony Ferguson. Right now, maybe that isn't the craziest win, but this was Tony Ferguson in his prime. Tony Ferguson about to fight Khabib 3 times. You know, Tony Ferguson about to do this, that. Fucking coming off of the crazy, was it 11 fight win streak, 13? I don't know how many win streaks he was on. This guy, this is probably Justin Gaethje's best win to this day. Is that crazy to say? I favor the Justin Gaethje win over Ferguson in his prime than the 2nd Dustin Poirier fight. I think that's better. You can argue with the wall if you want. But Khabib, again, one of the most dominant guys at lightweight, never lost, barely lost a round. Fucking Eddie Alvarez. This guy's resume is elite. He's fought the best of the best. I feel like I've been saying this all video, but it's always a highlight. It's always a highlight. He's making it competitive with these guys. He dropped fucking Charles. He like basically dropped Max Holloway. Again, knocked out Dustin Poirier. He was hitting Khabib real hard. I think Khabib was like, this guy hits like truck, whatever. Again, like knocked out TKO'd Tony Ferguson. Like, these have been very competitive, very good matchups, very good names to have on your resume. Again, win or lose. But let's get on to the best fighter, and there can only be one. All right? Maybe if he hadn't retired, this would be Dustin Poirier. Maybe some people are going to argue that Islam should have been here because you guys be glazing the fuck out of him, right? I love Islam, right? Number 1 spot. Max Holloway has the best resume in UFC active history. Active UFC history by fucking far. I think it's not even close. I was making this list, and I had Max Holloway like in the back of my mind. I was like, yeah, he's probably going to be like number 6, maybe number 7. You know, get your laughs off now. But I was looking at this name. I made this sheet, and I was like, holy fucking shit. Holy hell. This guy not only has fought the best of the best, he's fought him multiple times, bro. He fought Volk 3 times, and this is what I mean. Max Holloway is higher than Volk on this list because Volk is a better fighter than Max Holloway. He is a better all-time fighter. So Max having 3 fights versus Volk weighs more than Volk having 3 fights versus Max. Does that make sense? Are you keeping up? Max, 3 fights over Volkanovski. Second fight was low-key close, low-key a robbery. 2 fights over prime Jose Aldo. Finished him both times. 1 win over Charles, 1 win over loss. A loss to Topuria, you know, future go to the sport. A loss against young Conor McGregor, active Conor McGregor. Killer mindset Conor McGregor. The Conor McGregor we all fell in love with. Has that win over Justin Gaethje at UFC 300 and the 2 fights with Dustin Porier. One of them for an interim, one of them for the BMF belt. Just an absolutely full career. And you can tell this guy came into the UFC super young. I think he was 20 or 21. Came into the UFC and hasn't fucking left, bro. He has not budged ever since. Has a bunch of more wins that we could put on here. He fought TKZ. He fought fucking Arnold Allen. He fought Yair Rodriguez. He fought fucking Calvin Kattar. Brian Ortega. Who else, bro? Everybody. And now he's moving up to lightweight. Has a bunch of matchups. We could see this guy versus Patty. We could see this guy versus BSD. This guy versus Armin in some future. And he's still young. I think he's 33. Still has like 3-4 good years of fights left in him. This guy, when he's done, when it's all said and done, he will have the best resume in UFC history. And that's not a crazy thing to say. By far. Because imagine in these next few years, if he stays in the rankings, top 10, top 15, whatever, top 5, he could fight all these killers, bro. Genuine fucking killers. Like I said, Armin. He could go fight, I don't know, a Gamrot. I don't know. Hey, they could have a fun fight with Dan Hooker, for example. He could fight, I don't know, like everyone, bro. He could literally, like the guys, the who's who, they are at lightweight. He's already fought the guys at featherweight. He's fought the guys at lightweight. He's done it across 2 divisions. He's supposed to fight Conor twice now. I think he's going to fight him for the 2nd time now. It's not going to be as good of a win, you know, because his old Conor hasn't been in the cage for like what feels like a decade at this point. But yeah, man. Max Holloway, best active resume, and probably will be best all-time resume when it's all said and done, all right? And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think about my top 10 fighters with the hardest strength of schedule? Do you agree with any of them? Would you move anyone? Did I leave anybody out? Do you guys think Conor McGregor deserves to be on here with his, I think his 3 fights over Dustin, 2 fights over Nate, Khabib fight, Cowboy Cerrone fight, Eddie Alvarez. Like, he has some good fights. Of course, he was the first guy to beat Jose Aldo, whatever. He could have been an honorable mention, maybe. But, you know, fuck McGregor, bro. He low-key a rapist. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go study, all right? Ciao.